the party leaders didn't like me too much. Because I was a radical. I was not a radical, but I was kind of a patriot. I used to poll my constituents to see how they feel on issues, and they didn't like that. And that's something that I'm a big believer in. A lot of people don't like that. They think that once they get elected, they should go down there and do whatever they think. I never thought that.
What do you think of term limits?
I'm for them, 100%. And that's something that this group right here can really, all of you, as time goes on, that you can push for. It's term limits. There are so many issues. Let me talk to you about a couple of them, as long as you brought it up. I don't want to interject, but here, there are so many things in our country today and in our state. Just stop and think about it. We should be electing the Speaker of the House of Representatives statewide. He shouldn't be elected by all his fellow state representatives. We should elect the President of the Senate statewide. People in Rockford and people in Cairo, they should be voting for these guys. These guys are very important people. Our redistricting, the way we redistrict today, it's ridiculous. I mean, you and I don't even know what the hell they're doing. They're behind closed doors, and they do these things. And you don't have any say.
It's a machine.
We should ratify the districts. They should be put before the electorate. Here's a thing that I'm really big on, and I have been for years. Legislation that impacts in a certain way should be ratified by the electorate. That's my belief. These guys get elected to Congress and to the legislature. They go down there, they do what they want, they pass these bills, and you can't do anything about it. And I was just telling Vivian today that I heard on TV today that they took a poll on that. 78% of the people want that. They want to be able to ratify some of these laws that these guys pass, because they're just not. I mean, look at the Obamacare law. People were against that, and they still are. But they pushed it through anyway. Now, if that had to come up for a vote to be ratified, forget it. Another thing that's close to my heart is the cumulative voting system that our Governor Quinn killed in 1982. How many people are familiar with that? You used to elect state representatives in all 59 districts. You'd have three representatives in every district. You'd have a Republican and two Democrats, or two Democrats and one Republican. That meant that no matter how polarized the district got, you always had a minority representative in that district, and it was great for Illinois. It was the greatest thing we ever had, and Quinn is the guy that killed it. He put a referendum on a ballot that killed it, and ever since then, that's why the state has gotten so polarized. Because in Chicago and Cook County, you can't find, in most of the parts of Cook County and Chicago, you can't find any Republicans. But when we had those minority Republicans in those areas, they would put out literature. They would make sure that there were good judges in the precinct. They would put the whole ticket on the ballot, and they would put mailings out. Now you don't have nobody out there. And we got to bring that back. That would be a good thing to bring back.
What's that called again?
It's called a cumulative voting system. That meant when you went in to vote, your one vote could actually count for three. You could either cast one vote, a bullet vote, 3 votes for one of the candidates, or you could split it 1.5 apiece between 2 candidates, or you could vote 1 vote each for 3 candidates. There would be 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans on each line, and you could split your vote. And that gave you an opportunity to elect, you would always get a majority or a minority. You'd have 2 of one party and 1 of the other party in all 59 districts. You had 177 members in the House. And those 59 minority reps, be they Democrat or Republican, would always be the independent voice in the legislature, which you don't have anymore. Madigan rules the roost down there. Those guys they just sit there and twiddle their thumbs until he tells them what to do. And that would be a good reform.
Phil, when's the next constitutional convention? Doesn't Illinois have to have one every 10 years?
No, you have to vote on whether you want it or not, and we just did, and we voted against it. Yeah, we needed one, but the school teachers got mad because the school teachers union buffooned all the school teachers into thinking, oh, they may do something to change our pension at that convention. So that killed it. But we needed one. There are so many things that we need to reform. But right now, just keep these things in mind. They're food for thought. I've been talking about them for 30 years. But when I was down there, I was always considered to be like an independent but I was a Republican, but I was a party guy too. I mean, I was a ward committeeman, I was a good party guy. I supported my candidates and I built up the vote for the Republican Party. Ever since I left